So we all know the popular saying that nothing in life is certain except for death and taxes. And filing our taxes this year really proved that.
Is it just me, or have all the companies mailed out our W-2s this year super fast? So we decided to get started on our taxes, and the bill that we got this year, it was not what we expected at all. At least me. Did you expect it?
Nope.
If you didn't see our 2022 accomplishments video, we'll have that link down below. And we also talked about our income for 2022 and how much we made and how it was the most that we've ever made. In that video, we quoted $160,000. Turns out that what was listed as my year-to-date income, it was a little different than what was printed on the W-2, not off by a whole lot. It turns out that in 2022, we made $154,000. What I was thinking for the 2022 tax year was, even though we made quite a lot more than the previous year, my mindset was that since in 2021 we made about $112,000, even though we were making over $40,000 more in 2022, I knew that we'd be in the same tax bracket. So my mindset was that our tax bill shouldn't have gone up that much, but I was definitely wrong. Yes, we know that if you make more money, you're gonna owe more taxes, but at the end of the day, you're never taxed at 100%. So for people who wonder if it's worth it to make more money, since I do hear that every now and then, yes, it's definitely worth it. We did a lot of great things with our money in 2022 and we regret nothing. I was thinking that we made a lot more money because I did a lot more overtime, but actually Dennis, he had a couple of raises last year, so both of our incomes together actually helped us to make a lot more. Moving forward, we're going to expect to have more of a federal tax bill because we do expect to start making more moving forward. Not as much as 2022, but overall with Dennis making more and then myself expecting to continue to do overtime, I don't want to be naive with thinking that our tax bill is going to stay the same, because it isn't. If you're new to our channel, we don't look to get a huge refund like majority of America does around tax time.
So we know a lot of people out there look forward to getting their tax refunds every year, but we would rather pay less in taxes throughout the year and have a little more on our checks. All the taxes you pay to the federal government, you're essentially giving them an interest-free loan. Now, we know we can never borrow money without them charging some sort of interest. So if you're giving the government an interest-free loan, imagine what you could be doing with your money.
So at the end of 2022, I knew that we had paid at least a few thousand more in federal taxes than what we had paid the prior year. And my mindset was more so that that should have been enough because the amount of our income that went up, like I said, we were still in the same tax bracket. But it turns out that we're going to end up owing about $4,400 in federal taxes. At the end of the day, with looking at that, anyone would be nervous or just like anxious or just feel like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, because it is. We're very thankful that we have savings and money set aside to take care of it, whereas it's not something that's going to be a struggle or that we're super tight or strapped for money about it. We already save monthly for taxes, specifically for if we were to have owed money this year. Ultimately, our goal, or what we would like, is to break even when it comes to federal taxes. Last year, we did end up getting a refund of about $900 or so, but any money that we get as a refund from federal taxes, if we get one, we just put that money towards other tax bills that we have. Where we live, we have like 2 different types of state taxes. We have local taxes. We have so many taxes for where we are, so there's always going to be something due. So anytime that we do get a refund, we put that towards other tax bills. I say that to say that we planned a little bit for the same thing this year. Like I said, we ultimately paid more in taxes than we did the prior year. So I expected us to get like a very small refund, if anything. Did not expect to owe $4,400. But it is what it is. We do our taxes typically ourselves. We put it into 2 different sites just to make sure this is the correct amount. It was the exact same amount. So we know that there's no errors or anything like that. We know a lot of people do use like a tax professional or a tax consultant. To each their own. We've been doing it ourselves for as long as you can remember. I just have a really hard time trusting people personally in different aspects or in so many different ways when it comes to using a tax professional. I know someone in our neighborhood specifically talked about how their tax professional said that we do not owe some type of tax that we know we owe. So I really just don't look to trust other people with something that's so important. We just do it ourselves and deal with it that way. We like having control of our finances and just doing everything on our own terms. At the end of the day, even after us finding out that we're going to have this big tax bill, we wouldn't do anything any differently because we still don't want to have extra money taken out of our check throughout the year. That's money that we could use on anything that we need. I've already done the math actually, and if we had taken out extra money out of our checks throughout the year, it would be about $170 per paycheck, per one of our paychecks to break even and not owe this money. But I know that I'd rather have that money in the bank and use it for whatever we need, or even save that money in the bank and earn interest on our savings. Whatever the situation is, it's money that I'd rather have throughout the year. And once tax time comes, we already have the money sitting there. The money's not necessarily due until April anyway, so we still have like 2.5 more months to save.
So we're not tax professionals, of course, and this is not tax professional advice, but this is just what works for us and what we do in our household. So we'd love to hear from you and what you guys do. Comment down below and tell us how you go about your taxes. Do you prefer getting a refund or do you like to break even? Just let us know in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, share, and like the video. And we'll see you in our next one.